How do you deal with conflict? How do you deal with those tough situations? I think back to being a principal and I think about a time where I didn't handle the conflict that needed to happen. See, I had this lady in my building and she was known at times for being quite negative, and something happened. It was in the fall and quite honestly, I chose to look the other way. I knew that if I addressed the scenario and I called her in and I had the conversation, I knew that it was gonna start a really difficult chain of conversations in our building, and as the building principal, I chose to ignore it. I kinda chose to swipe it under the rug and hope that it would just go away and take care of itself. Until a couple months later when it happened again. And this time, many of my teachers knew that I was aware of it. I just knew deep down that I just had to address it. It was the right thing to do. You see, my good friend Todd Whitaker talks about how in those tough situations, your culture is often defined by the worst behavior the principal's willing to tolerate. So I called this person in and we had a really difficult conversation, and things broke loose and things happened. Until the next day when one of my best people walked in. She closed the door, she looked at me and she simply said, "Tom, I just want to say thank you. For years, we've been wondering when a school leader would stand up and actually address the issue." And it really hit me. It hit me that people were watching, and people were watching in my decision making. And when I chose to ignore the tough conversation that needed to be had, that sent a message. That sent a message to model to my teachers when tough things arise, look the other way. I didn't model that very well. But when I chose to address it, my best people noticed. So how do you handle conflict? How do you handle those difficult conversations? Because there's times that we need to have them. Educators are the greatest people on the planet, but tough issues arise. And when they do, we need to address them in a professional manner. We need everybody leaving with dignity and respect, but they need to be addressed. Our kids need and deserve that type of leadership.